Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Hey.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, y'all. I ain't seen y'all in damn near 2 weeks.
Welcome back.
I haven't.
Welcome back.
Hey, y'all.
We are. You are tuning in.
Listen, that was me. I can't even listen. Normally, I'm
What's the warning?
Warning, you're tuning in too. Hey y'all. Hey, what's up?
Hi, everybody.
Hello,
Yeah,
everybody.
we missed you guys.
I know I have.
Yeah, I got a gripe to pick up with Facebook though, or whoever reported.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
right.
was.
Man, we probably got
It
some
might have
haters.
been
Yeah,
reported.
some
Probably got some
haters.
Because I
haters.
heard my sis that we did a little.
Because the thing about it is, man, y'all talk
That's
the
what-
same climate, the same arena of type
Yes.
of conversation. So
Yes.
what was different about
What was different this
Whoever
time?
out there that do not
We said
like us,
something
just don't watch.
we normally didn't say.
No, like what?
No, we didn't say anything
A
abnormal.
ghetto ass party.
No,
That don't have nothing
that
to
ain't
do
got
with
no.
it.
We done talked about a whole bunch of different
done
stuff.
talked about-
It was
yeah.
the person that threw the party that maybe hated it.
the
What was
DJ?
that? Was
Oh, we got it. We done found
Oh
the
my
culprit.
God, not the DJ.
That's what y'all said, you know. So it's like, what was
play my
different
favorite
though?
song.
The energy was still there. We're still
Yeah.
nice.
I
it's
don't
always
know.
my
I
favorite.
don't
Well,
know.
you see what I said in the group chat. The only thing first thing that came to my mind was the caption. Now, even though
Yeah,
we
the
asterished
caption
it
could
out,
have been it.
you know, maybe
Yeah.
that was it for him. You
But
know what I mean?
yeah, but they got so we got to just put B and nothing else. Like just it didn't have no. It's all it had was B and H.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
So that could
Yeah.
still,
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of people could still do that. So you got probably had to put BIH or something.
B, little B,
My batches.
little B.
A little bit.
My batches.
B word.
Yeah.
Well, whoever did it,
Thank you.
Thank you.
don't do that.
You
Stop
obviously
hating.
love us. Just watch us.
Don't hate.
It's okay to watch.
And then so go to
Do they
YouTube,
love
y'all.
us or do
Want-
they love us not?
do go to YouTube.
Hey.
He loves
loves
me.
us.
She loves me. She loves me. He loves me.
So
not.
we can so you guys can see our
Yes.
video. So we on YouTube as well. So Facebook isn't the only space that you
YouTube
can
at
watch
7 Mile Radio.
these videos. YouTube at 7 Mile Radio. Working
And
on
the
getting that organized a little bit too, so you're able to just go to the
Find
video
us.
and find it. We'll share it. We should share it from Facebook. I mean, from YouTube later on the page.
Yeah.
So people will know once we find it.
Yeah, once we find it.
Yeah.
So it's check-in time.
hey, what's up?
I can go first.
let's
I'm always
Okay,
going
because you do.
last. This week I've been at peace. Me and Ava we out here. We've been at my one of my sister friends, Bria's house. We've been just vibing and chilling, and just enjoying the weather. Been outside every day. I went to a few parties, turned up at a pool party. Shout out to Fee, because listen, we had a ball. I mean, this week I've been kind of, this week is a good week for me. Y'all,
Yeah,
listen, y'all ain't got to
good.
hear about nothing else, because I ain't even speaking on nothing else. But just know I'm alive. I'm
You're
saved,
alive, yeah.
sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost.
And you feel, amen. The fuck.
I ain't never had.
And I'm
her
learning
and
how
the
to
fuck
say-
ever put together.
I'm learning how to talk sexy. I've been learning how to talk sexy today, and I'm trying.
You
I'm
trying?
trying.
Can you do it
Is that
for
better?
me?
I think I'm trying.
That was not sexy.
I think
Was that sexy?
I don't.
It just sound like a thought.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the thought.
It's a
I told you I'm learning.
Gotta be more
I'm trying
like,
to learn it.
You
You sound sexy all the
Say some
time.
words.
do I?
Yeah,
I
say
can
something.
get it.
I can get
Okay, y'all, check it.
Hey y'all. Hey, I'll go next. Like Leisha, you got a whole thing going over there, and I'm one of them
Right,
shrimp.
give me one of them fries.
Hey, we on the air.
And you about to eat
I
too.
mean, you act like it's hitting.
Right.
Okay,
Oh,
tell
it
me
kinda
about
Okay.
your
is.
weekend.
Week
My
is
week,
here.
my week has been good.
Okay.
I don't want the shrimp right now.
You hear that crunchy?
Now we got an ASMR shrimp chomping hour.
Okay.
ASMR shrimp
It's
slurp.
good. Where you get this from?
Right up the street.
See, it comes natural.
That's
Whoever
you
don't-
wasn't looking at my GPS.
I did.
All right, I was.
She
literally
was. That's
right
why she
there
thought you was here.
getting food.
Okay.
I
I
thought you was
was here.
outside.
I was getting food.
Okay. So my week was good. It was really good. It's been real chill. The weather's been nice. My today was really good. My Sunday, a real chill Sunday. Ate out in the back in the patios and breakfast and just listen to music, reading a book.
Say,
Just
it's
real
nothing wrong with
chill.
reading.
Like it's real calm. Weekend. Spent some time with some family this week as well. Yeah, I'm excited. So I got my event coming up soon. So just preparing for
Saturday.
that. Yep, it's Saturday the 13th, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Ready, set, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
So that's Saturday. My sister's gonna be here next week.
Shout out.
Friday.
Yes.
My sis is
In
gonna
town.
be here in
My
town.
sis in town.
So she'll she'll be present next week at the podcast. So you guys get to see, another piece of me.
Yeah.
That's my big sister. One of my big sisters. I have 5 of them. Yeah, and one younger sister. But yeah, no, my week has been pretty good.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing.
Go ahead.
Amazing.
Real shit, guys. I've been on like low energy this whole week. I was really out of it. I didn't come last Sunday. Excuse me for my absence. I got too fucked up. You can't do shrooms, liquor, and weed. You gotta pick a drug. Listen, listen, guys.
Pick a drug.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a living witness. Pick a drug, right? Especially if you on shrooms, you can't be on nothing else. Shrooms gonna tell you what it is, and if you don't listen to it, that's on you. And
Shayna been saying that since the beginning.
Look, I wasn't able to listen to the shrooms because I was drinking, I was smoking, and I was in La La Land. But I was good. I thought I was good, but I didn't hear no shooting. I ain't hear no windows getting busted out. You know what I'm saying? I even got tripped over, got up, and was even good after that. Glasses got broken, everything. Like, I don't know. But after the last Saturday, not this Saturday, the Saturday before last, I ain't been out the house because it's like I had an out of body experience, and I don't remember that shit. And then like the next morning, y'all paid for it, right? I couldn't come to the podcast, and I'm be honest, I was fucked up, y'all. Couldn't even get out of bed, and so I just been this week, just really been on low vibe, been in the house, just work, and I've been home, and so I really been chilling. Coming here was my first time out of the house since I'm trying to eat, but I couldn't, not see y'all another week in a row, but I really been, and I'm glad I am, because the first thing I did this morning when I got up was got on Facebook, and I seen about a block party that had got shot up.
Oh, yeah, 20.
A bunch of kids, and I remember how I was trying to be outside and wanting to be somewhere, and I was like, that shit was like crazy, where it was like, I would have been outside. Granted, I wouldn't have been there, but I would have been outside. And it was just like something telling me this week just to sit down.
Be home.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes you got to listen to that shit, right? You got to listen to, like, just be still, and you ain't got to be in the midst. And I thank God that I wasn't in the midst of no shit, right? I was at home. I was chilling. I fucked up last weekend, but it's a lesson learned. And, I'm here today, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of low energy, low vibrational energy that's just rampant, and it's a lot of loss and hurt people, and it's really a big time of confusion.
But you got to pay
Right
attention
now,
to it and stay
yeah.
home. It's nothing wrong with
It's nothing
not
wrong with
being
staying home.
included. Not even that you wasn't included, not being involved.
Yeah.
Like, you can miss some shit this summer. You can sit at home and it'll be okay. Sometimes you really
And I've been
need
feeling like I was telling y'all, like, I've been this summer, like, I've been feeling that. I just been feeling I don't want to go. I want to stay here.
Sometimes you just
and
need
I just
to
want to
just
chill,
sit
and I'm
still.
fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go anywhere.
So I was really cool with that this week. Like, it was just like, damn, like, I save a bunch of money by switching to Geico. But nah, real shit. You
Geico
save
better
money.
give you a sponsorship.
No, you save money when
Save
you
money
in the
by
crib.
switching to stay
You
at
know
home.
what I mean?
Home co.
Stay at home, you save
co.
a lot of money, and I didn't spend no money this weekend. I was at home. My kid loved the shit out of me, right? I felt like I needed a twerk, but when I wanted to twerk last weekend, it was boring, right? We got into that bullshit, and it was just like, damn, sometimes just sit the fuck down.
I mean, you could twerk at home.
Right. I twerked, I drank, I got
Twerk
a
in
clean.
peace.
Twerk in peace.
Like, it wasn't none of
Just the
that.
tip.
Tip.
So how was
Just
yours,
a tip. Twerk
Mark?
in peace.
How was yours?
Twerk in peace. Come on now, Mark. What's up?
Same old shit, different toilet. Another day in Gotham. You know me out here reporting on situations like the one Sister Alicia just spoke on. I just left from the scene of Reno and Rossini just scoping the scene as the police were there and preparing to do a press conference. But of course, I had to get back, to tend to you ladies here. But then another one that I did last week was there was a 14-year-old girl at the liquor store on 7th and Van Dyke, and I was called because she allegedly needed some help. Turned that she was like kind of sort of a runaway, and they've been wandering around the neighborhood for quite some time now, wandering up the cars, asking for money, and some people seen her getting in and out of the cars. You know what I mean? And yeah, so I
You
went
said
live.
how old was she?
She was 13 actually. She was 13.
Baby.
And yeah, she was on. She's on.
Already out there.
Yeah, she's on mental medication for her mental issues. Like she has an anger problem, and her mom, from what I hear, is the situation that she was running away from or getting out of from. But now she has been put back with her mom from, i.e. her aunt. Her mom actually reached out to me via Facebook on her aunt's page, and was asking me questions about the situation. So I don't know how good that situation is, seeing as he's back with the parent that she actually was.
She gonna leave again. She gonna leave again.
Yeah.
Because
I was just thinking there had to be something extreme for you to risk your safety to go up to strangers to ask for, like, instead of going back to the space.
And a lot of people don't ask that question. Why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Why?
Yeah.
Because it's a reason. And being forced to be
'Cause
somewhere
the
you
mama
don't want to
look
be,
good on
you're gonna
paper.
leave again.
The mama look good on paper, and like I said that in like situations that I've been in, like it takes nothing to look good on paper, right? Like you feel as though this is the best, but anybody sit down and talk to the little girl, anybody ask the little girl why she keep running away, why she don't feel safe at home, you're not asking because it just look like, oh, you're a troubled child.
Yeah.
Or you're a bad child.
Yeah, you don't get no say so. Right. You don't know. You shouldn't have a say. You shouldn't even feel these feels. You know what I'm saying? You have to do what's being told. And that's the issue.
Yeah,
it's
something
like,
going on.
A lot of times, and it's what we say, sweeping that shit up under the rug.
Yeah.
Like, it don't, mama look good on paper, and we just going to sit in here because it can be quiet.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody can go to their everyday life. We just going to sweep it up under the rug, send her back with mama.
And she going to leave right again.
It'll cost more to sit down and talk to little baby and see what's wrong.
And unfortunately, in that case, in many cases, especially when there's like a diagnosis or a mental health diagnosis that comes into play, they use that as like a scapegoat to not believe, an individual or a child because you're crazy. Like, you take medications.
Like you missing a dose, so this is your fault.
This is the reason why you're acting this way versus being able to really listen, to people.
Ooh, that's a part of our topic today. Yeah.
What is the topic
He
today,
loves
ladies?
me. She loves me not.
Yeah, he loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. He loves me not.
Which
we
one?
talking about? We
I
talking
love
about
them not.
everybody don't love none of them. So we talking about love today. We talking about love. So this our topic is he loves me, she loves me not. What was the thing you brought to us yesterday, Brooke, when you were talking about you saw?
So I had brung in the incident that I was talking to you about, Mark, where the girl, she had sent her friend a text message and pretty much was telling her she was exhausted with hearing about the same thing about a dude, and she like, you just gonna go back to him. Like, I don't want to be involved anymore when it comes to him, but I'm still here. I'm still your friend. I still love you. You can vent about anything else but him. And she had her own, obviously her own meaning behind it, as in like she was just overwhelmed. Like she was just tired of being that person. I'm complaining to you about a man beating on me, and you get me out the situation, take me to a safe house or whatever, and I go right back. Yeah, and it's exhausting. And a lot of people, when I read it, a lot of people in the comments was like, "Oh, she was never your friend," or a lot of people was like, "She a good friend." Yeah, like she's being vocal, and like Alicia was saying last night, like, "Hey, she's setting boundaries," and if she's setting it and her friend not respecting it. Because she pretty much was like, "Oh, it's cool, just like I'm cool on you." Yeah. Like, pretty much brushing her off. Mm-hmm. It was just really...
She ended... Sometimes people are selfish, right? They don't understand how exhausting that is for the person that you putting your problems on. If you're not resolving them yourself, like, what do you want me to say? What do you want? How long do you want me to listen to the same thing and then be this? I've been this friend that you want me to be, but now it's like I'm exhausted.
I helped you leave. I helped you all.
All
like I was telling them yesterday, is I can see from both sides, because I have been that friend where it's like, shit, I'm about to vent. Right, I got this specific situation and I'm coming heavy. Every time you see me, it's like, bitch, what's wrong with you? And I'm laying it on you, right? And so it's like I respect the friend like, hey, anything else, this is too much. I respect the boundary. And so I have also been that friend was like where somebody bringing me to, and I'm like, feel like it's too much as well, because it's toxicity. Like when you got your own shit you dealing with, you don't have time for nobody else. Not saying she didn't have time for her, because she said, like, even though I don't agree with you with this, I helped you. You went back. I don't have no problem with him. I don't have no problem with you going back. Well, she said, I don't have no problem with you going back. It's just that I don't want to be involved.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the middle.
That's it.
In that space.
I don't want to be involved, because she got to remember, you went back. But you still left me with these emotions. You still left me with these thoughts and stuff about him. And then you're constantly bringing him around me. I shouldn't have to feel these. So I understand the boundaries.
Yeah. So when she set a boundary, she knows she's like, deuces, like, you're not my friend no more.
Yeah, the other girl did. The other girl was like, I'm
you're
not
my friend no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girl pretty much just
so she's
blew
a
her off.
selfish ass.
She wasn't never a friend.
No.
She wasn't never the friend. The one with the one. She wasn't the friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
But there are people on the other end who thinks that the one who set that boundary wasn't a friend.
No.
Right?
So,
because
I feel like she was protecting her peace.
Right. But like, so the idea of like a friendship is like you there no matter what with me, like you gonna be there and support and like listen and do all of these things, but
at
those are the type of people with the mentality like, you need to be my friend and have my back no matter if I'm wrong.
But no.
Then you got the wrong friends. You got associates.
So the thing is that it can be a such thing, but regardless of whether you right or wrong, I don't want to see you get abused. If you're getting abused and you're getting treated badly, regardless of whatever you're doing, and I'm helping you out of I'm helping you out the situation just for you to go back in. I could have took off work. I could have did anything
in the
to
message
get you
to
help you.
She helped her
and
move.
For you to go right back. Now I just risk my job because I'm, what I'm saying, it's like,
I risk
if
my
you're not
gas,
ready to leave, then
some people just want you to tell them what they want to hear versus what they need to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
But she still told her, in a sense, what she needed to hear. Like, I still have your back. I'm still here for you. But I can't allow this. I can't allow this into my space.
But she didn't go in on her and say, well, you dumb for going back with him. She didn't do none of that.
She said, I respect that.
Some people might want to hear.
She didn't chastise or criticize her.
Some people might want to hear, oh, I'm glad y'all back together. I'm glad you happy again. But she didn't say anything.
She's done involve me. It was the boundaries. We talked about boundaries on this show before.
Yeah.
And like, as far as friendship, and our topic today is love, right? When you say you love somebody, or you say somebody is your friend, you got to ask them how they want to be loved. Mm-hmm. She showed you, and she told you in this text message how she want to be loved. If you respected her as a friend, it would have been like, okay, sis, or I got you.
I understand.
Let me correct this. You didn't respect her, and you didn't love her how she wanted to be loved. It was just genuine ass shit. Like, oh, you ain't my bitch because I can't talk to you. But she didn't say you couldn't talk to her. She said she don't want to hear it.
About this particular thing.
Right.
About this particular
about
situation.
this one particular, she said, I'm still here for you.
You could vent about anything and everything else but that. Because obviously you've been doing that whole time, venting about this man just to go back.
And it's too much for me.
Right.
So respect me as a person.
How many other people are you putting that on? Because you're probably having that same conversation with all of
and
your
it could be, but only that one friend
said that boundary.
Only that one
That's
friend.
why she said deuces. But that one friend is the one you're gonna miss.
So I want to highlight the deuces part of it, because we're talking. The topic is he loves me, she loves me not, and just seeing how easy it was for her to like end that relationship and let go of that relationship, but not let go of the relationship with the person who's being abusive toward her, right? And so we've all heard like women or cis women or who are in a relationship. A lot of times that does happen. They may like go and continually forgive the person that they're in this romantic partnership or relationship with, but these friendships they can end them quickly. They can end them.
And it's like no matter their history, she was just really ready to just throw it all away because she didn't like what she heard or what she read.
She in that moment gave her man way more benefit and credit than she gave her friend that had her back all the time versus the dude that's been doing her wrong the whole
what's
time.
crazy is sad because I just feel like it's no comparison. Because your friend, you know what I'm saying, as a friend, she showed you she loved you because she was there rocking with you. She was there. She heard all of that. She just got tired of it. So it wasn't like she was never there. She was there while you was with that same dude. She was there helping you pick up your stuff to leave because you've been telling her. She just got exhausted with it. And at some point, you have to know when to just
So that leads into like what our idea of love is. right? Like, what does that mean? Because, you know, on one end, you said she showed you that she loved you by, like, let you know I'm gonna be here and be present for you and all the other
And
things,
have your
but this
back.
and have your back. But this here is where I don't.
The love wasn't returned.
But
Yeah.
but did the person who she didn't feel love then
No.
at that time?
'Cause
I'm
you
talking about the
couldn't.
person where not the
Yeah.
person who set the boundary, but the
Yeah.
the boundary was set for her, the one who said I'm
Because
peace
her
and cool.
love is different.
Her love is
love is different
No,
for
she didn't
everybody.
feel love because she wasn't willing to accept that the one who set the boundaries wasn't willing to be loved like that.
yeah.
And so it's just like the one who had the baby, the man is kind of selfish in a sense because you want her to be a friend and show up this way.
Yeah.
You can't respect her to show up this way. And when she told you, like, hey, I don't even have a problem, you know, with him, with nothing we got going on, but boo, I want to be loved like this. I want to be shown like this. I
Yeah.
want to be like this, and this is my boundary. It's just like deuces. So if it was that simple, you were never a
It's
friend.
never a friend.
So let's get
Right.
into that then. What is love? Like, what is love?
I
for
got a
her?
poem I'm gonna read to y'all a little later. Look, how I want to be loved. But
Yeah.
I
At
think.
Yep, all right.
Look, love is tailored.
Okay.
I believe to each individual. I don't think there's just this general like you have a like I love you, but it's still like I can tell you I love you, and if I meet a bum like you know what I'm saying or something like oh they say I love you too, like you got that like you know I love you with the love of Christ type love, right? But you also got that love that is tailored, like I love you, like you my homegirl, like bitch I would be hurt something happened to you, like I love you. But, like, I wouldn't feel that same pain, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like love is not generic. I feel like it's very tailored to each individual. Like, you love in different ways. There's different elements. There's different levels to love. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
that's
think
what
Well, I
Love is like
didn't. Go ahead.
In my mind, love is I've always said is the combination of care, respect, and adoration. You know what I'm saying? If you can have any two of those, and you can love a person, but any three of those, you can be in love with a person. I mean, if I care for a chick, I respect her, and I adore her, then I might be developing components of being in love with her. You know what I'm saying? But if you're my friend, I care and respect for like my male friends, right? I can care for and respect them, and remove the adoration and add camaraderie, right? That's the type of love that I have for my brothers and shit versus, you know what I'm saying, a woman. So that's my definition of it. A combination of those three things or any two is love. You know what I mean? If you have one, then that ain't really love. If you just respect the person and you ain't got the other two, then you just respect the person. But you know, the combination of those three is love to me anyway.
Okay.
Well, love to me is I didn't know what love was. I didn't know what love was to me until I had my children, and I always felt like if I were afraid of losing you, that's love to me. I feel like, you know, obviously love can have different levels as far as being kind or caring about people. Just in general, I feel like what you say, the love in Christ or whatever, you know, just, yeah. So just that type of love. But when it comes to me personally, my deep love is me like losing it, or even a thought process of losing you is like, I'm ready to fight. Like I'm ready to fight for you.
So it's like
I'm ready.
passion with it.
Yeah, like like I said yesterday, if somebody jumped on you or any of y'all and they was beating y'all, guarantee I'm blowing somebody. But if somebody that I know and it's like, damn, you just got beat up, girl, you better fight back. Fight back, girl, fight back.
Hit 'em.
But yeah, I feel like, you know, it's different levels. Unfortunately, I don't feel like I've ever experienced the in love part.
we are.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I don't know. Like I've had some time with this, you know, over the years as far as like love. And for me, I don't know if it's a separation of like in love, right? Because usually when we talk about in love, we just saying we able to have sex with this person.
Yeah.
That's when you saying like you in love with
'Cause what's the
someone.
difference?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can
When
have
people,
sex without.
no, I'm
You
saying,
been in love
no, I'm
with somebody
saying,
you haven't had sex with?
I've never been in love.
right.
Even
That's what I'm
with somebody
saying.
I've had
When
sex
people,
with.
when people communicate and say I'm in love, it's usually reserved. In love is usually reserved for romantic relationships, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yes.
so you in love, like with the person that you, the difference is between me being in love with you and in love with, not in love with someone else is because we're having sex. Like there's that intimacy part that's added,
Okay, gotcha.
that sexual intimacy part that's added onto it in order to achieve this like in love
I've heard
piece.
people say that they were in love with their child or their dog, right? Their pets.
I'm definitely in love with my
it's not,
child.
Yeah.
it's
So-
not always a romantic sexual component to being in love.
Most definitely, but I rarely hear people say that.
I
I'm
never say I'm in love with my kid. I say I love my kid.
Right.
I'm not in love with him though. Yeah, no. That's
Yeah, I mean, because
So
in your
in
mind,
love,
yeah,
right.
because
Right,
in your
then-
mind, that's intimacy.
it's intimacy,
Yeah,
right? It's the
yeah.
sexual part, and so that's why I usually hear it. But I agree with you with Mark in regards to like, as far as like not the label of being in love, but we can have that love for our children, that love for this other person. Those loves can be in the same space because, like you, I think that the fullness and the energy of love that I feel from my child is different than other like love that I felt from other people. Even the person, and before who I said that I was in love with. And so for me, love is holding space for another person and being able to hold that space. And I think along comes with that the caring and the kindness and all those other things that can come with it, but it's just really holding space. So I feel like love is something like there's energy behind it. And so how much energy we put into each, they can be those different levels, right? Like for this person, I can love you, my son, but this energy that I pour into is different than
Your
the
man.
energy
Your man,
for,
yeah.
Or your
they may be,
friends, or-
they may be on a similar,
Just what?
kind
Without
of
the
sometimes,
intimacy? What?
right. So like I feel like I can love somebody that I don't know, and I can love strangers. I love strangers. I love people. Right? It's just
I
that
love you with the love
But
of
that's
Christ
a- but
love.
that's-
it don't
but
have
that's
to be
but
love
that's
of
a-
Christ.
that's
It don't
a-
have to
but
be
that's a love. The core of that love is care.
core of
I
any
mean,
love is
yeah,
care.
Love is care.
Yeah,
That's
the
why
core of
when I
any love
asked
is
you,
care.
Just do
Yeah.
you not put care and love together? I feel like in order to care about somebody, you have to love them. And
In order to love somebody, you got to care. Yeah,
Yeah.
to care. Yeah, there has to be some care there.
so it have to.
Right.
It
So I
have to.
care. Like I wouldn't want to like when I think about love too. As far as like I wouldn't want to see any harm come towards you.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess the difference between me, like now we divide. I feel like love is like if you had like a graph, you split it in half, and at the bottom, is care, and at the bottom it's I forget the word I just thought about, but yeah. So because I can't always correlate care and love all the time. And I'm trying to find a way to describe it to separate it. But
Yeah.
it's just,
So I asked my kids today, my daughters and my two nieces, and I said, I gave them a piece of paper. I said, but write it down. I said, I got a question. Write it down. And I said, what does love mean to you? And they all literally said the same thing in different ways about being patient, kind, caring, helping. And when I asked them to break it down, obviously they kids. So they're like, well, yeah, you know how people fall and everybody laugh? Like, I ask you, are you okay? Then I laugh. Like, I want to make sure you're okay.
So-
So
then
then
I
you
laugh.
love.
Yeah.
And so there's where that holding that space for that
That for them,
person,
yeah,
right? Holding that
yeah,
space for them.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
creating room. It's like, yeah, like this shit funny,
It funny
but
as
like
hell,
let me
but-
also like check in,
So,
like,
like,
where,
yeah,
like
so-
what's
let me
going
ask you
on.
something. So can you love someone that you don't necessarily care about? Right.
Can I love someone that I
It's
don't
someone
care
you don't
about?
like or
Right,
someone you
that's
don't
right,
care
yeah,
about?
Someone I don't like.
Can you? That's you're good.
Someone
right?
I don't like.
That's
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I just talked
yeah.
about that
Because
yesterday.
I feel like part of loving somebody is like I love you because I actually love things about you,
Yeah.
your personality. Like I love the way you look. I love the way you.
So then-
it's
so
like,
then-
I don't
so
really-
then that's
so if
where-
I don't really like. So that's the reason
Well,
why I say
no.
that like the
So
bottom
that's when-
half is care and the top half is.
So
how
that's
much
when
you like.
love comes into the space of being conditional.
Yes.
I
Just
love you
know.
based off of these conditions. I like
And
what
when
you
you
do.
stop,
I
I'm
like
not
when
in
you
love
stop
with
doing
you.
those things.
No. I wouldn't say that. Like.
I feel like that's
I get what you're saying.
That's
but I
when
mean,
the love turned into care.
But that's
It's like I care about your well-being. But as far as saying I love how you look or how you
Yeah.
act or
because
this,
some
but
of those
I
things
don't
are
like
superficial,
you.
like the way
Yeah.
you look, right? That's not
Yeah.
to say that if you were to stop looking like that, I wouldn't love you anymore.
Well, if I love you because of how you look, you change. I don't love you.
Well, I'm saying
That's why I said I get what she's
Yeah,
saying, but
yeah.
at the
this
same
where
time,
like how I separate it. It's like I've been single for 5 years, so I have not been in love for like the last 5 years. I don't think I was in love prior to that, but it was like Dating, I have not, like, I'm not in love with nobody. I don't like nobody, but I do still have love for my child's father, and we have not been together in 5 years, right? But it's like I have love for him because he's my child's father. I have love for him because of what he do for the kid, and at the end of the day, it's like we made a child together. As far as anything romantic, trying to be sexual,
I don't
it's
like
like
it.
I'm in love with you. I like the way you look. None of that. It's none of that. But it's still like I won't want to see you hurt. I don't want to see
Yeah.
nothing happen to
Because
you
it's
you
gonna
playing
hurt
a part.
our child.
It's gonna hurt our child. We got a whole kid together, right?
It wouldn't hurt you either.
Yeah, it would hurt
No,
me.
yeah.
I just said, like,
No, I'm saying because y'all say it's gonna hurt our child.
yeah, but it was
like-
saying more.
Only
It would
reason-
hurt
That's
me
the most
too.
important
Like,
thing.
it's my
Yeah,
child's
yeah.
father.
But it's gonna hurt
The
you.
only reason why I say that is because if we didn't have a child, we wouldn't be connected. So it wouldn't hurt me.
If we didn't have
wasn't-
this
if we
child, it
didn't
wouldn't
have
hurt
a
as
child.
much, but it would still
It
hurt.
would still
We
hurt.
got
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
it
for
would
me,
hurt.
We
yeah.
talking
Me, for me,
about,
yeah.
You know,
Like,
damn
it would
near
still
a
hurt.
decade,
Yeah, it would
10,
still hurt.
10 years. Hell yeah, it'd hurt.
It would hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got 18. This not no just my baby in a couple years. Like, we got
Yeah.
damn near 18 years together. So something happened to this nigga, hell yeah, I'd be hurt, but I'm not in love with him.
Even if y'all
right?
even if y'all didn't have a child.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
if I still
Yeah.
be
Y'all got
affected,
history,
but
yeah.
because we got this baby, it's like even more like, nah, nigga, be right. Whatever
Yeah.
you doing out here, stay straight. Like, I care, but I'm not in love with him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't think he in love with me. You know what I'm saying? He not. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's for the kid, but it's like, if something happened to you, bro, like, I'll be fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
how I'ma explain this? How I'ma do this? You know what I'm saying?
And you
So-
still will, and you still, even though, because I think that that's the thing too, even connecting love in this after space, because we talk about like, if the person get hurt or if they die, like will we care? We gonna still experience grief,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And that's just an extension of love, right?
Well-
For an individual, there is going to be some grieving of like, even of what was, even if you guys are in a position right now where I hate your guts right now, but
You
that
still
person
gonna feel
passed
some
away,
type of way.
that person passed
Like,
away,
you gotta
you're
be
going there's
honest.
there's a loss of something of what was and what it used to be, or what like what you did
I think
share.
I've already went through. I think I've done that with somebody while they're alive. So if something happened, I wouldn't. Like if anything, like I said last night, my care would be towards that person's children. Like, hey, who got the children? But as far as my feelings, you love somebody, you love their children, and once you disconnect, sometimes it can happen where the kids and disconnect. But with these kids, I don't see myself actually disconnecting
'Cause
that
you
love
family,
I have from them.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on.
But if something was to happen to this particular person, I don't feel like I would grieve as far as that. I already did my grieving while they were alive.
And then we gotta think.
But that's the funny thing about like those, things like grief and things like that. Like we can say something like, "Oh, I'm gonna be good and I'm not gonna
You're
grieve,"
not.
but like grief
Well, I
is
have.
different.
I've
yeah.
done that
ways.
before.
You be
So
grieving
it's
and not even
I
knowing
don't-
you grieving.
I don't think you right, and that's why I say I
Yeah.
grieved prior to that. Well, I already grieved that situation, but as far as grieving, like I've lost a few people that it was like it didn't affect me.
So-
When people pass, and I mean, to be honest, my grandmother, that's somebody you're supposed to love. That's somebody you're supposed to, I thank her for giving birth to my mom, and my mama gave birth to me. But when she died, it was just like, okay.
So you didn't love you don't feel like you loved your grandmother?
I don't feel like I knew her enough to, like, actually grow a tear. Like, I was just like, hey, oh, she died. And I'm seeing everybody. I was young. But I'm seeing everybody else crying. I'm just like, oh, am I supposed to be crying?
I get that, but I don't. For me, I don't think it's like a lack of love. I just didn't
Yeah.
know her. Like my
Yeah.
grandparents died
Yeah.
before I was born, but I feel like if they just hearing stories or listening or whatever and present, like I know that there would have been love that would have been there
Yeah.
for me, and there is a feeling of like connection because that was my mom's mom and
Yeah.
their love for
Yeah.
them and things like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, because you don't feel anything because I just didn't
I
know
don't
you.
know.
Yeah.
When I said earlier about like love, to me, it's like tailored to each individual. Like how you said, like once I'm done with you, love is kind of cut off. Not saying that your love is conditioned,
It-
but
it might be.
you know what I'm saying? It might be. Not saying that
It
your
might
love
be.
is conditioned, but you like this is what it is, and then it's off.
It's gone.
With me, it's
Yeah.
like I have love. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to talk to people every day or see them. I have love for you, but it's like levels to that shit. Like I have elevator go up and down. Like bitch, we ain't gonna make it to level 2. I love you on stage 2. It's not gonna go up above 3, so you can't affect me that much because I didn't allow you to get to that level to bother me. Like somebody at stage 3, oh, I love you a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So you can affect me a little more than somebody on level 2. You know what I'm saying? So that's how my things is. Like when I say it's tailored to the individual, like I don't love you the same way I see the bum on the corner. Like, I love for you. Like, damn.
Yeah.
You know, I care. Like, damn, you out here. Right?
Yeah.
But I'm not about to go do my last. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
damn near not about to give you my dollar because I feel like if you can be out here all day, you can be at a job. So like, let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to. I'm not.
There's a lot of barriers to
give
certain
I'm
things,
not
but
about to. It's levels and it's barriers to the amount of love, my
Yeah.
willingness to do for you.
Okay.
Like, but like, let's say y'all needed something. Like, I love you, right? And it's like you at this level where it's like, okay, I fuck with you. So if you needed something, I'm there. Like, bitch, I don't care if you needed $1 to get some ramen noodles or $1 to get a pack of lashes. Like, whatever it is, like, here you go. I'm not about to question you because I have a certain amount of love for you. You know, so mine's is like different levels. You know, I'm not in love with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in love with my baby daddy, but I have love for him. I don't want nothing to happen to him. You know what I'm saying? And I care. Like, I'm a marshmallow. So, yeah, for me to even be like to call somebody a friend or something, it's an amount, it's a level of love. Like, as far
it's
as
the
what,
that energy that's
That
put behind
energy,
behind
yeah.
it. Yeah, because like love is this constant thing that's always like present, and then like how much energy we put to less your levels with it, how much energy
your
put.
level.
So what y'all think about like when people start labeling love like tough love?
I
You know?
don't, to be honest, I was telling Mark that earlier. I don't believe it's a such thing as tough love. I feel like a lot of people feel like what tough love is. Like, it was this post I saw, this girl, she had posted, and she said, who did you feel loved by the most as a child? And she said she got 2 different loves. From her dad, she got princess, I guess, love or treatment. And then from her mom, she got survival. Right? And I'm like, okay, so that was her definition of tough love. Like, oh, it's survival. And she taught me I was forced to do this and do that and fend for myself. And it's like, I don't think that's a tough love. I mean, as far as loving somebody, if somebody wrong, you're gonna tell them. If you teaching somebody how to read, that's not, I feel like it's a aggressive type of love where it's like, you know how they be talking about Johnny's and the apples, like, hey, it's the Johnny. Like, you still love and you still helping. It's just aggressive, and it could just come off aggressive, which can hurt that person's feelings a type of way. But
Yeah.
as far as tough love, like, when I hear tough love, I would say, for example, when we were talking about fathers and sons, and how I was just conversing with this guy, and he was like, yeah, my daughter 2 years old, she falls, scrape herself, come on, baby. But if my son 2 years old, he fall, get your ass up, because I'm trying to make him tough. But it's like, when do you your love turn into you actually being a parent to your toddler?
Yeah, because
What
he's
do you
still
need
2
to be
years
tough
old.
for?
Right, he too.
Why
But
do you
it's
need to be
like-
tough at 2?
Right, but it's
yeah.
like, that was his definition of tough love. No, I'm being tough with him because he got to be a man. So I just feel like I wouldn't say tough love, because when it comes to discipline, that goes with love by itself.
Yeah.
My kids get disciplined. They know I love them. I'm not forcing them. Like, when it's time for them to cook, oh, you want to eat? I'm going to show you how to make this so you can get something to eat. But it's not, I'm going to force you to go find something to eat out on the street.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm not putting you in a situation to where you have to be in survival mode.
Right.
Like, I wish that,
Trauma love.
that's the perfect
Yeah.
word for it, trauma love. Just like with my
It
mother.
was done to me, so I got to do it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like with my mother is, I wish she would have showed me some type of love. Even if it was just what they say, trauma love or tough love. It was just some type of love is better than none.
Yeah.
Especially from your parent. But the type of love that was given, it wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some
You-
people
I
like
don't-
are in a space they don't really know, like, even how to, right? Like, because we're getting to this space where, the idea of society, like, where women are harder on their girls,
Which is true.
and then both men are harder on their boys,
Which
and
is
that's where
true.
it's like the he loves me, she loves me, not like,
Yeah.
trying to teach them, trying to show them the way. But it doesn't have to be in this space where, like, you're inconsiderate of the person's feelings, the child's feelings. You got to have them struggle, that it's because it seems like hate. It seems like a dislike. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like love
My
for
mom
the
told
child.
me that
Understand.
when we got older. She told me that because I asked her. I said, "Why did you treat me the way you treated me?" And she said, "I was jealous of you." And I said, "Why? Why were you jealous of me?" She said, "Because you have a voice. You spoke how you felt. You stood up for yourself." And then I had to say that to her, like, "Well, you had that same option. if you chose to be quiet, you can't take it out on me. And I wasn't even born, but you chose your own route. You
Yeah.
could have spoke up,
And
but you took that out on me.
didn't.
Yeah, you took it out on me to where, oh, I can't do what she do, so I hate her. I despise her. Yes, I gave birth to her, but like I dislike her because of her outgoingness or because she's speaking up for herself.
Yeah.
Another thing we kind of like touched on yesterday when we was talking about that is like, where's the first time or when was the first time you felt love, right? And I remember saying like literally the streets is where I felt love for the like, which is crazy for the very first time because it's come from a very spiritual family, like in and out of church and everything. But I had two sides of family. I had my mom, you know, and then my dad. And then like where I felt not unwanted and not loved with my mom is because it's like she had other kids, 4 other kids. She kept all of them, you know, but me. And she felt like I was better off with my dad. And so I didn't feel love in that sense from her. And then when it came to, you know, my dad's household, is being the only kid in the household who wasn't, at the time, my stepmom's. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, damn, like I got this black sheep shit. Everybody here is your kid. I'm the only one. So I felt what I wasn't loved equally. And then amongst other things that was going on. So I really, it was like, to everybody else, it was like I probably was like the tailored poster kid. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad and my stepmama in church, you know, they're active parents, but nobody knew like the real behind the scenes or the emotions that I was dealing with as a kid. And so growing up, I never knew where I belonged because I would try to go over to my mom's house on the weekend and fit in with those siblings over there and really couldn't because they see each other all the time. They got a different vibe. And then here it is going back to my dad and them, you know, and every time I leave, they're getting closer. And so it's just like, who do you really bond with? Okay, you're by yourself. So growing up, I didn't. And when I say like the streets, is because I left really my parents' home right after I graduated high school. I moved to Vegas, you know, and so it was like being on my own and going through all that. I haven't been home since 16, 17, literally haven't been home, going there to visit, but that like really where I found love, like how I wanted to be treated, what it was, how the streets was, you know, anything, because they moved to Colorado in 07. You know, I'm here in Detroit and been here by myself ever since. And so I really say I didn't start feeling love until like my fucking teenage years, after being on my own all this time and like bumping my head in the streets and like, damn, that hurt, you know, feeling like I can't call nobody because where do you belong? You know what I'm saying? And so that kind of forced me like to depend on the city of Detroit. You know, I love it. You know, that's why I been, like, I love it. You know, I've been in Vegas, been in Colorado, been in California, and I keep ending up back here because I love my hometown. Real shit, I love it. And so, like, that's where I would say, like, I felt love for the first time. Is like the streets. They'll teach you if you're not ready.
Mine's was home. Like, I felt love with my parents. I didn't always feel liked.
Okay.
You know, and there was, you know, many reasons as a child not understanding that. But now as an adult looking back, being like, okay, I can see where, you know, so certain things that, so like my dad every night will hug, we get a hug, kiss, you know, and I love you every single night. Like, come get a hug, kiss, I love you every single night. My mom never told us that she loved us. And that was not because she did not love us. Right? She didn't know how. Her growing up, and I found that out later on in life, that them growing up, they never was told, I love you. Yeah. Right? And so, like, you know, so it's not modeled for you. You don't know how to, like, do that. And so then also, you know, some of the things that my mom would do, you know, is based off of, like, you know, she was stressed out. She was raising 3 kids, you know. Even though my dad was there, she was single parenting, you know, not single parenting, but like, because my dad was active in like the parent, the presence. No, he was active in the parenting part too, because he would give us 2-hour lectures. He taught us to clean. My dad's the one that taught me how to cook, you know. So he was present in that space of, like, you know, that the education, direction, and the discipline part. So he was present in that. But financial, those like adult things to do, all of that stuff. My mom was taking care of. So my mom was working 3 jobs at one time, taking care of 3 kids. All about my mom don't drive, so she's on the bus back and forth. All these things that she's doing. So like my mom loved us because you can see it. Like she would spend her last. My mom, like, if anything that you needed, she would do it. Like
sure
I went vegetarian one time as a kid. Like, and she adjusted. My mom would make separate. I stopped eating pork when I was a kid, and my mom, if they made pork chops or whatever to eat, she would make me chicken. She'll make stuff separate. So I knew that like that care, it was present, but certain things or some of the things that she would do sometimes, didn't feel like love, right? Like, and that was born out of this space of her being like stressed and, all these things that she was going through. And then you talk about, your mom being jealous, of you. And I say my mom was jealous of me. But it was more so of like what she was dealing with my father, like, which was a beast of his own, which we didn't have awareness of. So anytime where it came to a space where it was like him, like he took up for me one time. My mom has an aggressive love, so it's not a tough love. It's an aggressive love. My mom, she's so sweet. She is the sweetest person. But like my mom, like got dark humor, like things that like if you get hurt, like she laughing if you fall on the ground. Yeah. Like
you gotta, when I say
like she laughing if you fall. Like it's like those things are funny to her. So like sometimes she can just go overboard. So like we wrestling or playing, or she's sitting on me or whatever, and she was sitting on me, and I'm telling her to get off, but she wouldn't. Like she just kept like, 'cause she thinks it's funny. It's funny. And my daddy came out one time and was like, get off of her. Like, so he like took up for me. Mm-hmm. And then my mom got upset by that. And it had everything to do, now and I know as an adult, had everything to do with my dad and nothing to do with me. But I got the residuals of it and the feeling of it because of her response, to me. But I still felt the love because again, she'll do anything, for us. So even going out in the streets, or like just being on my own, I don't think I felt that same level of love and care, but like, you start smelling yourself and you get some little ashy dude or whatever, and think you in love because, they made you feel good on the inside. Yeah.
So when I left home, I felt like love was money. Mm. When I was with my ex-girlfriend, it wasn't that I loved her. I didn't even care if something really happened to her, only because she was giving me money. Mm-hmm. She was giving me, hey, here go, you need $1,000, you about to go to the mall. She was giving me money. So in my head, I'm like, oh, she love me because she giving me money. Oh, she love me because she's sending me on my way. She buying me a car. She love me. In all actuality, I mean, that was the worst love to show somebody. At 14, you know what I'm saying? You 30 something. You know what I'm saying? That was the worst love. So when I say I don't feel like I knew what love was until I had my kids, it's because that was it. From there, it was money for 7 years. And then I get with my first boyfriend, what he do? The same thing. I'm like, oh, he love me. He give me $5,000 a week.
Superficial love.
Yeah, it was superficial.
Conditional love.
Yeah,
it was conditioned on that money. When that money ran out,
kids, you learn about true love versus the superficial love.
Yeah, the condition. Yeah,
you know what? And then even when it came to my oldest daughter's father, it wasn't even like his love was obviously about money, and that's what I believed it was. And then when we had our little disagreement, he had a whole girl, knowing I love girls anyway. But that's when, to me, it wasn't that he didn't love me. It was you don't respect me. In my head, it wasn't like, oh, you don't love me. You want to be. It was like, you don't even respect me. Like, all you got to do is tell the truth and be honest, and you can't give me that much. I don't want nothing to do with you. And that's why I ended that. Yeah. So it wasn't just about love, and I didn't know. When I gave birth to my daughter is when I was like, oh, this is what love feel like. Yeah. Oh, my gosh, this is what love. Yeah. Like, it was the happiest moment, the most painful moment of my life. And it was just like, oh, I love somebody. And I know this person right here is going to love me back.
That's that energy that you felt right there with that. Like, it's really.
Hey, Sean, I'm sorry we didn't get ready to read any of your comments, but we see you, baby. We reading them.
And I feel like then is when I start wanting that romantic love, that romantic part of love.
So let me ask that. This question just popped up in my head because we were talking about these levels of love and romantic and in love and things like that. What if you never get that?
to be honest, I would be okay with it because, I mean, I just feel like maybe it's not for me. You know, I did not too long ago was like, you know, I might close the dating down, think I'm a date no more. You know, I said that a while back, and I kind of got comfortable with that. Not saying like it's impossible, but being okay with somebody might not match me. It might be somebody that's just not for me, or it's just might be just me for me.
Yeah.
And I can have fun and do
Yeah.
whatever I want to do and have sex and do whatever I want to do, and that attachment is just not there.
Yeah, but that breaks down for a lot of people because people feel like voids because they don't get the romantic love part. Like, and this is where I come from with my stance in regards to like love being this is like constant thing, and instead of all of these levels and these labels that we put on it, because we eventually let's trap ourselves into this box like, okay, if I don't have this love, then I don't have no love.
I'm not
No,
loved.
Yeah,
no.
like versus like
But I don't
All or
know.
nothing.
Yeah, like no, I
I
feel
think it's
love.
different levels because I feel loved. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have not been in love. Right? I feel like if anything happened to me, I feel like enough people showed me love. I know I'm cared about and I know I'm appreciated. As far as that in the romantic sense, no, I haven't had that. And so I be sad in a sense because it's like, oh, I don't have it, and I want that because we grew up seeing that, like, you know, like it was my grandma and my grandpa, it's 15, 16 kids, they were together. You know what I'm saying? You didn't hear about all this you didn't hear about none of that back in the day. It was you pick one person and you there. You know, you hear about it.
I mean,
you
but
know?
they did have multiple
But I'm
people
saying
down
they
the street.
did, but I'm saying you didn't hear it. Like down the street, like
Like,
Papa was a Rolling Stone. We
but
had
Daddy
a
was
whole
in the-
song.
yeah, he had
But
10
I'm
other
saying,
kids,
like,
another-
how
yeah.
they highlighted how it is. So growing up, you be like, yeah, I want that. But
See,
it's like
I
I don't
didn't-
want it at the cost that they paid. I don't want it as like to not be fully me, and it's like I have to settle for this type of love. Then I'm okay with not ever finding it if I have to settle. But yeah, I want it. Like who don't?
I
You know
think
what I'm saying?
I was raised. I didn't even see that. You know what I'm saying? The couple that I saw was with my aunt, and he gave her HIV. So it was like that can't be love. You
Yeah.
messed around. You gave her something that did kill her. So I didn't never got experience the man and female love to what it looked like, what it's supposed to be. So when it comes to me dating, and I expressed that to men, and I just feel like men just don't get that.
Well, I know
They just
how I
don't
want to
click.
be loved. Y'all want to hear our
Oh
little-
yes,
our little
let's get to the
poem.
poem.
Audience. My phone is a little messed up. I wish it was a light, but okay. It's called "How I Want to Be Loved" because I was asked a question a couple months ago. How I want to be loved. It didn't go nowhere, as I can see. I'm still single, but I answered the question. Like, if anybody want to know, this is how I want to be loved. All right. So I never thought I would hear these words or that my feelings were valued enough to be heard. All of these things came flooding through my mind of all of the things I deserve in time. I want to be loved genuinely in a way that's so real, so true, and sincerely. I want to be loved authentically. I'm sorry. Not false or copied. A unique love just for me. I want to be loved emotionally with active listening, open communication, shared experience, trust, and empathy. I want to be loved unconditionally. Loved without any strings attached. Love that offered freely. Not expecting anything in return but my happiness. Not expecting anything but my happiness in return. A compassionate love, also known as an agape love. I want to be loved deliberately. A love that's consciously, intentionally, and purposely made just for me. Intended for me. I want to be loved freely. A love where we express and show all love language, words of affirmation, active services, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. That's my favorite, y'all. But anyway, I want to be loved openly, without concealment, deception, and hiding any facts or feelings. Most importantly, I want to be loved for me. Love that's understanding and don't want to change me. Love that allows me to grow. A patient love. I want to be loved truthfully in a way that expresses the truth honestly. Love that's candid and frank. Credible, reliable love. You know. So I was asked that question and it made me sit down and want to write this poem. So I feel like, you
And
know.
that's dope.
putting it on
That's
paper.
dope to know how you want to be loved because I'm still learning. I am because I am loved. You know what I'm saying? I am loved by a lot. It's a lot of guys that be like, oh, I love you, and I'm loved by a lot of females. I feel love from people. It's just the fact of me loving people.
You loving them back.
Yeah, loving them
Yeah.
back. And I feel like that's the worst. And I feel like like I said before, I feel like I broke a lot of hearts because of that. And I've been told, you know, I've broken a lot of hearts because I might not know how to love another or a romantic way.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying I do everything that I just said in this poem that I want. I just know that's what I want. I told y'all, like, I get people who hit me up and want to take me out, and you know I can't take them serious. I'm not learning first names and shit, and it's like whatever. But you know, it's like, all right, I can't take this person serious. That's on me. You know what I'm saying? But I know how I want to be loved.
Yeah.
Like whether I show up and allow somebody to do that, that's on me. I haven't. You know, I haven't gave somebody the space to even do because I'm already like red flag. Like, nah, I'm not even gonna pay attention to enough to even get that close to try to love me how I want. But just sitting down and thinking, it's just like, yeah, this is what I want.
Yeah, I think there's this important like that reflection piece of it before you know, you in the space to operate, especially in those like romantic, you know, spaces or whatever. But really reflecting on like what that love is for you, what, you know, that space looks like for you, you know, and how you want to show up, you know, in these relationships. It's important. A lot of people don't do that, you know, don't give that space.
I'm still learning. And I'm not. I can't.
Honest,
I
though. There's a
can't
lot of women that
bash
don't
no
know that act
man.
like they know, and they put themselves and their partners in.
I can't bash no man
false
that I've
situations.
ever dated. I can't really bash them because they all was very, you know, they did a lot of men things, provide, and was like, oh. But anytime, like when I start opening myself, it's always something that is just like, nope, I can't do it. and it could be communication. You know, I've never just ended things with somebody as far as dating. I only been in 3 relationships.
Why'd you like?
Look, mine, because
Doesn't
I'm
let
not
you.
honest. I play that what's understood don't need to be explained role.
Girl, you need to explain.
It need to
Yes.
be explained. And that'd
Right.
be my issue is because I'm like, I'm that girl, I'm cool. If we gonna do this, we gonna do this. And then girl be getting feelings. And then it's like when I say something, it be like, oh, it's issue. And then it's like, oh, this because it is. And it never go anywhere. It's because I allowed that. We know what it is to go so long where no nigga, I don't know what it is. I don't. And I'm at the stage now where I want to be told, right?
Yeah.
So if this is what it is, say this is what it is. All that, this pussy mine. Is the pussy yours while we fucking? Or is this pussy yours outside of this? You know what I'm saying? Like, say this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Well,
know
you
how
only
niggas
give it
go.
to me when we fucking.
You know,
That's
like,
what
you
it
know,
is.
so like,
Yeah.
you know, niggas like, so it's just like, all right, you just let that go. Like,
Yeah.
not like really putting the definition on it, and I go about thinking like, well, he said it's his.
Yeah.
You know
See,
what I'm saying?
I feel like I be very vocal about who I am, what I've been through, and what I don't. I tell a man quick, like, I don't know how to love a man. Like, you have to teach me. If you're willing to teach me, I'm willing to learn. And a lot of people will take that and be like, okay, well, I'll show you. But then they expect for me to do normal girlfriend things. Like, this guy got so mad at me because he went on a boys trip, or men's trip, and I called him a few times. I'm like, oh, okay, have fun. And he was like, you ain't blow my phone down. You ain't asked me where I
That
was
ain't
at, what I
love.
was doing. But that's why I say that's toxic love.
Yeah,
You're used to that. You're
yeah,
used to
right.
those girls that you so toxic and you used to that. That's what you consider love to be.
Yeah.
If I love you, I trust you. So if I love you, I shouldn't have to. And if I'm trying to get to that point, I'm trusting you. And if I can't, if you need me to not trust you to love you, I can't do it.
And that puts us on that what we talked about yesterday. Can you love somebody you don't trust?
Yeah, I can't.
you
And I say, yeah, I can
I
love
say you
somebody you
can.
can I don't trust.
I can
Cause
love
so
somebody
what?
I don't like. I
Yeah.
can't love nobody I don't trust.
I can love somebody I don't
somebody I
trust.
don't trust.
Yeah,
I feel like
right.
it-
Because I get to the point. It's like that saying. It's like I
would
trust
love
them.
you to show up as you.
I trust you to be who you are.
you. Yeah.
I trust you to be who you
I
are.
don't give nobody
Yeah.
that space.
Yeah, I trust you to be who you are. Yeah.
Damn. Maybe I need to keep
I
it
trust you
going.
to
Yeah.
be exactly who
Who
I
you
know
are,
you
yeah,
are. You're
yeah.
a liar. I don't trust you to tell me the truth.
Right.
Cheater.
Right, but
But I
love
still
you.
love
I
you
love
because
you.
you're going to lie to me.
Yeah, you gonna
and
lie.
I know you're going to lie to me. And
Yeah.
I love that you thought that you had to lie to me.
Right. Yeah.
But you don't.
Yeah.
You know?
I
Yeah.
can't do it. I just don't see, like, when it comes to my relatives, the love is love. I don't like some people, but I still love them. But when it comes to somebody breaking my trust, I feel like it's just done. I can't say that
So
any of my
your
family
relative-
members, I don't trust. I
Remember,
trust.
we
Okay.
said Brooke is conditional. You
Yeah.
break her trust, nigga. She don't love you. She
Yeah,
don't trust you.
yeah, I
It's
don't
nothing.
like you. All of
There's
that.
no levels to her shit. Her shit is conditional.
And it's crazy, but it that's more than likely true. It's true. Because I'm giving you 100%. In every, like I said yesterday, in every situation, friendship or relationship or whatever it is, if I'm getting to know you, I'm not going to put what nobody else did to me on you. Yeah. So when it comes to men, this man lied about this, but I'm trusting you. So I'm giving you this. I'm telling you this up front. I'm trusting you in everything you say and you do. Once you break it, it's done. Because what is the point? I don't believe it's a such thing as you can rebuild trust. I don't believe that. Because I can't, if somebody...
I do.
Can you put a broken mirror back together and it be the same thing?
Well, no, it's not going to... No, it definitely won't. A lot of things won't be the same, right? Like, to expect something to be the same always, forever, that's like...
But I can't trust you to... Whatever you say out your mouth, I'm not going to believe it.
I can't put you in that same
And that's
space.
okay. Yeah. And that's okay. That's okay. But for me, I don't think the love just goes away because I can't put you in that same space. Those are just like these expectations that we just have of people, of their behavior and actions.
Could make the love go away for you?
Look, y'all,
Nothing.
this is why we said we need 2
Nothing.
hours.
I don't believe it's... Because if it goes away, then it wasn't love.
Oh, so maybe I just never loved
This is
people.
why
If it goes away, it wasn't love. Like, that's for me. Like, if I can just be like...
we be wanting
No
to
love
talk
no
this
more,
shit
like-
with
I mean, I
Yeah.
would say it's my love, and
Then
I'm going
look
to just
up.
be quick.
Because
It'd be 6
my
o'clock.
love is I would say, like Alicia been saying, maybe it is conditioned.
It is,
because
right.
once you cross a certain level, because I'm honest and because I'm all of this to you, if you can't give it back, I feel like it's fake. I don't see myself being fake with people or around people. I just feel like it's a thing to where if you tell me, hey, I'm trusting you, and I catch you in a lie, anything you say, if you say you love me, I'm not going to believe it. If you say outside blue, guess what? I'm going to have to go outside and see for myself.
Right.
And I feel
so
like
this is an alignment with you're saying like you just don't know how to love in those spaces, and the only space that you've actually experienced actual love is with your children, because I can imagine your children can lie to you, they can do all these things to you and lose that trust, and you still gonna love them.
Yeah.
And
that's why I said I want to experience it outside of
your
kids.
kids.
And I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't, and I don't know even if it's possible, but I'm okay if it don't happen. I am completely okay, because it's people like y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's people like I do have that is not, blood related to me, that I do feel love for. And I do trust them up until that point to where that trust is broken. That love will be there, because I feel like you just don't love me.
Make sure y'all checking out our My Sis page for
Please.
conversations like this where we run over. We like to continue with you guys, so check in with it. It's always been good. Shayna, you got some stuff coming up next week?
Yeah. Next Saturday, July 13th, ready, set, let it go. RSVP with me. You can DM me to RSVP for that. Got a few RSVPs already. It's limited space with it. So that's July 13th, and then the Women's Healing Circle, the second session for it is July 20th, and that's from 4 to 6 p.m. Both of these spaces will be at the same space, which is the psychedelic church that I told you guys about. So yeah, that's coming up. Excited about those things. Yeah.
So just continue to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead,
a quick
Groovy B.
question. Mark, I saw you do the balloon pop thing.
Oh yeah.
Is that starting?
No, what that was is, my cousin, man, I used to actually help him manage his hall, Post 1125 on Harper and Beaconsfield. So now, back doing that, and that'll be where we'll go ahead and kick that event off at, as well as, our, start doing our weekly podcast, meet and greets, and the 7 Mile Radio All Stars, all the things that we were planning a couple of weeks ago.
Are we all stars?
Of course, why not?
We better look 1 point K still going.
Yeah.
Hey, viewers. I see you seeing us. Hey, viewers.
And then see that hater out there.
Yeah.
I see you, viewers.
Just don't watch us. Just don't watch us. Don't try to.
All of the haters,
try to
haters
ruin
too, you know what I'm saying?
We love y'all though.
But
Yeah,
I love
anyway,
you.
we're
though.
thinking about doing 2 hours though, y'all. But like I said, we got the My Sis After Dark. Check our page. We share
Yeah.
stuff from our page. We also gonna have little things, little skits, little insight on
Little
My
skits.
Sis.
We doing a
Whatever we
skit.
doing. Video.
Oh,
we doing it
An
all.
action shot.
Just check the page, you know, on My
Oh,
Sis,
yeah.
My Sis podcast. We got
Let's
the
go.
Facebook. We be here on Sundays at 5:00. Y'all know it. And we love you guys. You already know what it is.
My
Sis Podcast.
Love yourselves.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile